Sean Meyers of the Carlow Sports Network, joined by Jada Bass, a senior for the women's basketball team here on the Celtics Spotlight. And first off, thank you for doing this. How's everything going with you?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great as well. I know you had a pretty darn good season here as a senior at Carlow. And first, I want to ask, how did you evaluate how the season went for you?
On a personal level, I think I did my role. There's areas that I wish I did better in, but I think my role in the team, I contributed the way I needed to.
Well, often the adage is the best ability is availability. And you played every game this season to this point. You played every game last season. How important is that, and how are you able to be out there every single game?
I always have a little ritual before the games, make sure I take a nap. I always drink water before the games, spending time stretching. I think also staying in the gym in the off season and going hard in the preseason helps me to stay healthy.
Long naps or like a little cat nap?
Just a cat nap.
Okay, gotcha. The Celtics took a major step forward this season, no doubt about that. When you think to that improvement, what were the biggest factors in it?
I think it was our mindset for one, and also being in AMCC now instead of the River States. I think that we all had the mindset that we can win. We kind of realized our potential as a team, and we believed in each other. And that goes a long way, not having a losing mindset. So those two things really helped us.
Well, I know that move to a new conference, a lot of people were excited about it before it even came to fruition because less travel, you're playing some teams and some players you might be familiar with. How did you evaluate how that change went for you?
I think it was a change for the best. I know that a lot of us had to miss a lot of class when we were going on the far trips. Also, the competition was much more difficult. I think that the more even competition helped with our record.
I know one of the teams that you played in the conference this year, your sister is now on. And so that had to be a really cool moment when you and her, I believe, were in the game at the same period of time against each other as well. Talk about playing against her.
It was awesome. It was really cool. Me and her were looking forward to it the whole game, and it was the last 2 or 3 minutes we got to be in together. My whole life when we were in high school together, we played together. We always, as long as we were in the same age group, we played together. So that was a first, and it was really cool. And
you were able to get the win in that matchup when you went against her, as
that
you mentioned.
made it even better.
Talk about your decision to come to Carlow University.
I wanted to stay close to home. I also didn't apply many places and visit just because of the time period. We were in COVID and everything, and Carlow gave me the opportunity to get a good degree, also continue my athletic career. So,
when you talk about your degree, what's your major? What's an ideal future profession?
I'm a biology major. I'm looking to go back to school to be a physical therapist.
So, aside from basketball, which is probably the obvious answer, what has been your favorite part of college?
My favorite part? I think Carlow's a small school, and my high school was small, so I think the environment, being down in the city, that was different for me, but the size of the school made me really comfortable, and not only basketball, but the friends that it brought me. I'm really close with all my teammates and just friends on campus, so that's my favorite part.
We talked about your high school being small. Jeanette, very well known in Western Pennsylvania. When you think of your time there, what stands out as your best memory?
I think just the opportunity I had there to be involved. Since it was a small school, I did multiple sports, was in a lot of clubs. I think, and I went there my whole life, so I built a lot of relationships there.
Well, you played basketball, Jeanette, where your dad was the coach, so I'm sure that was interesting.
Yes.
What were the benefits of that, and were there any drawbacks to that?
A benefit, me and my dad have always been super close, I think, thanks to basketball and him being my coach. If you've ever been to one of the games, though, he was very hard on me, which that's a positive and a negative. Everyone knew I was getting it the worst, but it made me better, and it made me be able to take coaching from anybody. And
we still see him all the time at Carlow games now. If you could play anyone, past or present, in a game of basketball one-on-one, who are you going against?
I think someone like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark's the popular ones right now. I would go against them.
Okay, now Caitlin Clark's pretty good. If you played her in a game to 11, what's the score going to be?
Honestly, she might 11-0 me, but It would be,
especially if
it'd be
shots
super
behind
cool.
the arc count of
Yeah,
three.
she can
'Cause
shoot from anywhere,
She's
but it would
pulling
be
up
really
from like
cool.
30 feet. Is there a type of music, an artist, a genre of music that gets you ready for a game?
Honestly, I like everything. My favorite artist is SZA. I listen to her all the time. But anything, my playlist is random before a game, but I always do have music on the way to a game.
If you could only eat one food the rest of your life, what are you picking?
I think a salad, honestly. I love salad. That would probably be my
You'd
favorite.
be very healthy if that
Yes.
was the case. You don't think you'd get sick after a while?
I might, but
Yeah.
it is my favorite.
Anything that you're forced to eat the rest of your life, I think eventually you'd get sick of.
Yes.
Lastly, do you have a hidden talent or maybe a little known fact about you want to share?
Not a hidden talent, but I was in drama club in high school. I love music. I like to sing. Not the best, but that's something I like to do. So.
Well, yeah, you don't have to be the best as long as you enjoy it. That's all that really matters.
Right.
Jada, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That is Jada Bass, a senior for the Celtics here on the Celtics Spotlight.